just tried that.
You need to find the beginning and the end of the fucking tracks.
I really think I'm going off the deep end with like how like Norm Macdonald pure comedy, where I'm just like really graphic in some of my jokes. Like I just,
you've been pretty bad these last couple of weeks, man.
Yeah, should I tone it down?
Nah.
I think
No, do not tone it down, man.
I was with my dad.
Motherfuckers act like you can criticize them on that. You guys only see the highlights. I get to experience all the bad shit. Alright, you guys only see
we just get to see the funny moments.
I was with my dad getting ribs, and he's going to Vegas. My dad's going to Vegas, and I was eating ribs, and I was talking with him. I go, "Hey, Dad, you going to Vegas, huh?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Oh, he goes, we're gonna have some fun, huh?" He goes, "Yeah, maybe I'll get a hooker." And I go, "Well, there's like a 49% chance that you'll net a man." And he started to laugh. And I go, "You better bring a meat hammer just in case. So, you know, in case it is a man, you can bash his head into mush against a wall and throw him in a body bag." He looked at me like he dropped his rib. And I was like, "Oh shit, did I go too far on that joke?" He goes, "Was that a joke?" I go, "Yeah, this is my comedy." And he's like, "Jesus Christ." Maybe this is a sign to turn it down.
Look, I don't think you need to turn it down because you're too graphic. I think that's you at your prime.
What the fuck do you mean?
I don't think you should ever like
humor is the
censor yourself in that. You know, sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't. I think you just gotta
that's the thing. That's the best part about the recording of it. I would not be able to do any of this live. If I tried any of this live, it would be bad. It would be bye bye YouTube, and then I'd fade out into the darkness. So that's why there's a benefit of having a recording software, because I'll review what I said and I'll be like, why the fuck did I think that was a good thing to say at that time? And I'll be like, I was probably high, and then I'll just delete him and go again.
One of those said
you know, I really don't give a fuck what I say to people, or like jokes and like bad humor and even graphical shit. But like, I mean, like that's just how I live. That's how I roll, you know.
You're hardcore.
You're a fucking loose cannon.
Open up a cold one for the boys.
Holy shit.
Fitz is a loose who doesn't play by the rule.
Yeah.
But you don't play by the rules?
Singular rules?
He does what he wants, because he's a badass.
That's what you call a savage.
Savage.
The word savage has been tainted forever by the Paul brothers.
What do you call your fans, Fitz? Is it like the Fitz fans, or is it like the... What do you call?
I call them the disappointments.
What's going on? Like, how do you address your audience? If you had to address your audience, if you had to make up a name for your audience to address, like, like PewDiePie with bros,
he'd call them fangirls,
or Angry Joe with the Angry Army, or your Team 10 like Jake Paulers. Like, what would you call them? What would you call your fans?
Triple.
I'd probably call them Revenue.
All right. What's going on with Revenue?
Be doing a little revenue.
That's a good little revenue today.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, Fitz. There's some people on the server that probably have 10 subscribers, but they're recording right now, and they'll blow up for exposing them.
I'll level with this, Swagger. I was going through like the other night. I was looking up like our old videos and seeing how much footage people have amassed of both of us on surf servers. There's hours of footage of both of us just talking on surf servers.
Yeah, I know. Right? Hours.
We are beyond fucked if anyone looks at that stuff. You know, like
I mean, it doesn't matter. Dude, I set the bar. I set the bar. My debut had me saying the N-word like 3 times. I already set the bar pretty low. I'm raising it now. But if people ever
put the fuck down.
That was the the mic.
But if people ever tell me like, oh, why'd you say the N-word that one time? Like if I ever accidentally say it like again or something, and I get heat for it, I'll say, oh well, I did this shit since the very beginning. Fuck you, and then everyone's like, okay.
I was always a racist.
I was always like that. Leave me alone.
Swagger, you don't have to worry about any exposure. Drew the fucking radio, whatever fuck left. So we're good.
Oh, it's a shame he left. We had Fitz coming here. He was really excited to see him.
Look,
yo, I'm recording.
Yeah, let's start OBS with our fucking shitty ass computers.
Swagger, after I make my my
just
million
built it.
subs face cam video and get that out of the way, I'm definitely going to be making a video where I'm like just reacting to my old cringe on surf servers, like because there's just so many videos. I gotta sit down and watch it and make a thing out of it at some point.
He's gonna do. You're gonna do a face cam reaction video.
Probably at some point.
Don't go down that. Don't go down that path. Don't ever do a face cam.
Yeah, SwaggerSouls never did it.
It has to be for the special. You got to do that for the million special, for the mill special. Where you go through old shit, and then you can just react to it live.
I'll probably be doing something else involving the face cam for that, but like definitely somewhere else down the line, just for like security reasons.
Is that
Because like when you're shown, when you put your own cringe out there and react to it, then you're safe. Like people don't discover it on their own and be like, "Oh, I can't believe you used to be like this." You know, instead you just put it out there on your own time, and people are like, "Okay, well, these people don't care."
It's like that Philip DeFranco video where he talked about black people in movie theaters. You know?
Jesus,
remember that?
Oh my God.
Remember that when he made a very racist video about black people in movie theaters talking loudly and being disrespectful? I thought it was funny, and that's what got him on the suspected white supremacist list, man. That's what Tariq Nasheed Al Sawaram put on.
Yeah, I think that was just him attempting comedy a little too hard.
I'm gonna video
attempting comedy. It was interesting. It was an interesting form of it. It's the kind of comedy it's the kind of comedy like you're in high school and there's those fucking like white supremacist kids who sit at the white supremacist table and all they do is mock people and like make their lips big, like they'll fold their bottom lip and then stick their tongue out. You remember that? Have you ever been in that situation, or was my school the only school that had a white supremacist table?
That's just your school.
See, I'm not sure what it's like over there in America, man, but everywhere else in the world we don't have a white supremacist table at school. All right, that's not really a thing.
I mean, like that shit wasn't in high school. Like it died out around middle school.
Okay, so it was early on. It was like elementary school.
Yeah, you know, there was just a couple of white supremacist kids. Like maybe they they read some like because that's when you're exposed to the Holocaust. You know, in elementary school, and then some kids they dig deeper, and then they maybe think that maybe the Holocaust didn't happen, and then they start rebelling through that knowledge or knowledge, quote unquote. You know. And then they grow out of that in freshman year when they realize that they're actually retarded.
Yeah, except for there's a few exceptions though, like PewDiePie, for instance, like never really grew out of that phase. Definitely still a white supremacist.
That's one of those things. You know, you have these racist Nazi white supremacists infecting YouTube, and now we have Jake Paul. He's a nice all-American, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, beautiful hunk of plastic, and he's here to save us all.
That's right.
He is our god.
This is literally a podcast. We're literally just doing a podcast.
Pretty much.
Yeah, boy, thank you.
For attention.
It's very entertaining.
I already see the freaking video title.
Yeah, when are we gonna just go full sellout, Fitz, and just make a podcast with me, you, John, Zuck, and all those other guys, and just invite people on.
Well, I'm gonna be moving up to John's, city soon to live. So we plan on, in my new place, actually setting up a little studio where we can record a podcast together. And I'm not sure if we'll make it like a regular thing or not, but I mean, or if we'll make it even a thing that's like locked in with the two of us or more people. But we'll let you know when that happens.
Hell yeah, boy!
When
on the show.
When David Dobrik and Jason Nash made a podcast, it trended on fucking podcasts straight away because of how hyped it was. Like if you guys made it and then just low key put it at the end of a video or something, you guys could blow up on podcasts. Yeah, I'd probably advertise it like I do with my merch and my videos, where it's just we make a bit out of it. It's also more real. You can actually talk to your fans as you are now, rather than putting on the act for comedy. Yeah, and see how you feel about things and all that shit. It's really real to give your viewers. Your #1 place for dope. Put it in the description every now and again. Yeah, talk about how your secret double life off of YouTube is you just being a loser who's technically a prostitute,
Well, I don't know about that Swagger. I mean, me and John always wanted to do like, you know, special episodes where it would be completely improv, like what we used to do back in the day, like our radio show that we did.
Those were fun.
Just 100% improv, like entire podcast, and just make
those were so fun.
Yeah, we want to make like episodes like which were specifically improv casts.
You should do
good.
Cause everyone, I get a couple of comments, and actually people will email me and say, you know, they want my storytime videos. Hang on.
Oh yeah, do it.
They want my storytime videos back. They want me to do those improv storytime videos and those improvised song things that we did with Yuval.
Yeah, I get it all the time. But obviously
those were hilarious.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's hard to do, but it's also like, you know, I figure right now that my content has evolved past that. I don't know if I want to go back to that. I don't think it'd be as popular. So, I don't know.
I think it would.
I probably will.
I think it'd be popular.
Like, I really shifted the kind of content I make. It's just funny moments. Do it for the funny moment.
Swaggy, you should just do one video, test it out, see maybe.
Yes.
Wait, what's your channel again?
Oh god. It's
I didn't even fucking find Swagger from fucking YouTube. I found him on the servers like a year ago, like Utopia. Probably back when he had like 20K or something.
Back when he was discovered.
Oh yeah, when I was discovered talent.
I found him out.
I'm pretty sure
when I was getting front page of CS:GO Reddit.
It's like Smitty as well. I watched him when he made videos with Vanoss, and then you guys like took him into the crew or whatever.
What happened with Vanoss?
Well,
are they still doing anything?
That group?
I have no idea. I haven't really watched him.
I don't watch Vanoss or what, H2O Delirious?
Vanoss has been killing it since the day he blew up, man. That guy still gets like 2 million views a video, if not more.
2,
like,
3.
It's nuts. The guy's crazy as fuck.
He's really dedicated to editing too.
Exactly. And he dodges fucking Java.
Apparently he edits for like 19 hours.
I don't think Vanoss has gotten into any drama either. I think he's a pretty clean guy.
He's like...
And the interesting thing is that he remained like more or less pretty anonymous as well for a long period of time. Like his face is out there for sure, but he never made it like a big thing. Like he wouldn't get recognized in the streets or anything very
often.
Chill,
you know.
Delirious. I'm sure to still find out what that guy looks like.
I mean, he's made his millions, man. He's set for life. He's just, he's still doing it. It's good.
Where is he?
Yo, Fitz, did you ever get a word back from PAX?
He's Asian? Oh.
Yeah, actually, I got a word from back from them yesterday. I've got my media passes sorted.
Did you only fill out the first part where it was just the registration thing?
I did that, and then they sent me an email back saying they needed the extra information, and I talked to Scott, so I sent them my driver's license and a couple of other things, but and then I just explained the situation about like my face and stuff and vlogging.
Yeah, okay, good. That's what I was worried about, because I I have no videos that show my face.
Yeah, no,
but obviously
like,
my driver's license, my official government ID shows my face, so I figured that'd be good enough.
They just take one look and they're like, oh, this guy's horrendous. This guy's we can't let this guy into PAX. You can't vlog here.
I don't know. I think I might have applied with my real name. I don't know if I did or not. I could have just done SwaggerSouls, which they, you know, I don't know. I might have to resend. I might have to resend something or other. I don't know if they're gonna get back to me. I gotta figure everything out. It's not even
really that worth it.
Holy shit!
Besides the fact that you get a free pass, I mean, I don't really think it's that worth it for something like PAX.
Well, you cut the lines and shit. I don't want to wait in a line.
Yeah, that's true.
In the Australian heat with a fucking helmet on, bitch. No,
are you going to wear that helmet?
I thought someone was playing.
I might just fucking call them up and have this process go by faster, because I really want the ticket before I buy the plane tickets. You know?
Yeah, that's smart.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, boy. It's tobacco. Don't worry. Well, half of it's tobacco.
Is it half weed?
Tobacco? I hardly know her.
Do you not watch that?
That was it was some fucking. My friend just had a bag of tobacco, and he goes, oh, I'll roll you a cigarette, make it look like a joint for the video. I go, yeah, man, I appreciate it. he rolls it up. He goes, I don't know if it's just tobacco in here. And I was like, okay, fuck it. It doesn't matter. So I don't have class. And he's like, okay. So we go and I smoke it. And I go, why is it? I'm like, why? It tastes like tobacco, but something else. I'm like, why is it like crystallizing in these weird spots?
Oh,
he
no.
goes, oh, I mixed DMT in there earlier.
Oh, no.
And I go, DMT. You mean like the fucking the psychedelic? And he goes, well, it's a very minimal amount. It's like literal specks, nothing. And I'm like, all right. So I fucking finish it because I don't care. And I was fucking walking back, and everything just looked a little bit weirder. It looked more real, and then I think it wore off in an hour. It was really odd.
Where's the intercourse coming?
So you effectively
Did
just
you
microdosed
fuck your dog?
DMT.
It was pretty much a microdose on DMT.
It's probably
That's
less than a
pretty
microdose.
Do you have
Yeah, it was
real
way less
actual
than a
sex with the
microdose.
dog?
It's a
Wait,
nice
is this a
video.
Have I ever been high during a class? I was. I remember it was for the final of one of my, not a final. Well, yeah, it was actually the final. I smoked, but my friend came up to me and goes, hey man, want to hit this vape? And I go, sure, I'll hit the vape. And I hit this vape, and I go, okay. And I started coughing really bad. I go, what flavor is that? He goes, oh no, dude, this isn't like, you know, the glycerin. This is, you know, this is vape juice. This is dab oil. I go, what? And I grabbed him and I said, I have a final in fucking 15 minutes. And he goes, oh, I didn't know that. He goes, what are you getting mad at me for? And I'm like, are you kidding me? And so I went to this class. It was like our literature. It was like experiencing literature or some shit. And we had to read this story that I didn't even read. And basically the teacher the professor was up there reading this story out to us and like giving excerpts from the chapter, and I was just at that point like gone. I was just fucking done, and I was braised, and I was sitting there in my chair just looking down at my paper, and I'm like, when is he gonna pass out this fucking test so I can get started? But he wanted to review the whole book before he did that. So fuck, I was good with that. I paid attention to some of it, so I can get the general gist and hopefully pass the fucking test.
Did you?
And well, I'll get to that. So basically, the book was very gay. It was a homosexual book. There was a homosexual aspect to like two male characters, and he was just explaining it. And the professor is flamboyant. He's very flamboyantly, obviously homosexual. He's admitted to that. He says that he's a queen, and he doesn't mind if people call him Mrs. So whatever, I don't care. But that's besides the point, you know. But the point of that is that he was reading this very gay part of the story, where the black man took off the white man's clothes because they both fell in a river and they were in a cave trying to wait out a storm, and the white man was knocked out, so the black man was feeling his abs but felt no sexual attraction or some shit like that. It was fucking weird, and I was baked. I was baked as hell, sitting there listening to this gay professor go, and he touched the abs, and oh my goodness, and everybody is staring straight ahead with the most deadpan, awkward look, and I'm biting my tongue, trying not to laugh because of how hilarious this guy is explaining this gay sex scene right before the class. And I'm looking around and smiling at people. I'm like, do people really not find this funny? and then it gets to like the climax of the scene, and the guy is practically screaming, and I have to bury my head, like my head in my hands, and I'm just like rubbing my head. I'm like this is really uncomfortable, and I was just so fried. I couldn't comprehend it. It was rubbing my head, rubbing my scalp. But what ends up happening is he goes, well, that's all I wanted to touch on. And he passes out the test, and I got like a 98 out of 100. I bullshitted it so hard.
Yo, stop, niggers!
All I had to do was talk about racial disparity and homosexuality, and it was an instant 98%. I knew all the right buttons to push with that professor.
I mean, isn't that like 98% of all college courses nowadays? Though you just throw a little SJW in there and you're good to go. Like, you know, it's
pretty much. Even in calculus.
Yeah.
Yo, your voice is actually sexy.
You know, instead of, you know, my friends are saying it's not calculus anymore. They call it cuculus.
SwaggerSouls is a trap gay.
What about
trap
Are you the real YouTuber?
It depends on the porn.
No. If you're
I
a
didn't
trap
ask
star,
if
are
he
you
was a real
gay?
Swagger.
You know,
I asked if he was a real YouTuber.
One man and one woman, that's 50% gay because you're watching a man have sex with a woman. If you're watching, you know, lesbians go at it, it's 100% gay because girl on girl is homosexual. But you know, if it's a guy with tits, you know, that's pretty much half a woman. So that makes it 75% less gay. It's only 25% gay.
So I don't have to tell my pastor I'm okay, or do I have to tell my pastor and get beat? Like, what should I do?
You should definitely tell your pastor.
But he's gonna bring me to his basement again.
You should get out of that cold.
Yo, you guys are on some weird shit, bruh. Calm down.
What do you mean?
Are you a Jake Pauler?
My Jake Pauler? Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Every day.
Like a god.
Jake Paul, bitch.
Yo, do you fuck dogs?
My name is Nick Crompton, and my collar stays poppin'. Yes, I am a rapper, and no, I'm not from Compton. England is my city. Without Team 10, then the U.S. will be shitty. Over here, you know we always keep it litty.
You're making me sad.
2 months ago, you didn't know my name, and now you want my friend. Bitch, I'm only going up. I'm only going up like mad. Something.
Hello? Wait, Swagger.
It's things like this that pushes me closer to suicide.
China's Marisfield.
Wait. Can we switch the language?
No, you should not.
No.
Wait,
Shut the fuck up, bro! That is the real question.
Wait, can Swagger and Fitz...
Can you shut up? Can you shut up? Can you shut up? Can you shut up? Souls? I hardly know her souls.
Are you asthmatic?
How did you
Swagger?
get your name?
I barely know her.
Are you asthmatic?
Fitz, sir. I barely know her.
I barely hit.
Oh, Fitz are good.
Yo, yo, bro, this weed is killer. Killer? I barely know her.
Shut up.
Killer boys.
What are you saying?
What does that mean?
Yo, let's laugh because he's this famous YouTuber and he add us on his friends list.
Yeah, I'm getting paid. Just for the record.
I'm getting drunk.
Right, Fitz?
Fuck Lucas.
Yo, when's Gaucho G giving me a knife? I've been subscribed for over 12 months.
You trying to get banned, mate?
Where's Kugo?
Beautiful.
My dad is Stephen Gates.
Sniping
I'll get you
Soup's
off the
dog
internet.
bit me.
Bills.
My dad's
Fitz.
drunk.
Fitz, where's Kugo?
Fucking sleeping cunt. What do you think?
Well, I don't...
I love when he says
No fucking way.
Kudo's an old man.
Yo, Fitz, do you suck
Oh my god.
Yo, who's trying to get banned?
Swagger.
What?
Yo, Phaser, can you hook me up with admin real quick?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I tried.
I'm pretty sure Fitz can get admin pretty much because he's fucking YouTube.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's pretty much it.
There's no special privileges on this server.
Except for Swagger.
The owner doesn't even play the servers, and I'm head admin, and the other head admin doesn't have Wi-Fi. So if there's
I have a Minecraft server, and if you join my Minecraft server, you're not going to be admin.
I could just send the owner Fitz's Steam profile and give him admin.
My Twitch account has 11 views.
A friend of mine who I used to run a Minecraft server with back in the day, like years ago.
Yo, fuck
He
that
wants,
guy. My Minecraft
he
server's
knows I'm like big with YouTube now, and I have a community. And he said, "Yo, we should open up that old server we used to run, and just get all your fans on there." And I'm like, "Why would I want to do that? I'm already managing a Discord. Why would I want to manage a Minecraft server?" And he goes, "Well, it'd be fun." And I go, "Well, maybe for you. I don't know. It wouldn't be fun for me. I'm past Minecraft."
No fucking way.
Get Mike
Yeah, you're Roblox, man, I can tell.
It's so loud.
I'm not.
What about you, Fitz? Fitz, would you have a Minecraft server?
He left.
Oh, Fitz left?
Yeah. He's trying to discover sexuality in peace.
Play Minecraft.
How does it feel to be a god on the interwebs? Have him bow before
Not
you.
really a god, but like a summoning god.
Yes, he is. If he told me to kill someone, I'd do it.
If he told me to kill myself, I'd kill myself.
Yeah. Can we go shoot up the Team 10 house? Do we have permission?
Hey, don't mention anyone else other than Blanco on a Christian server.
Yo, I'm a small YouTuber that is trying to get famous. Follow me. Subscribe to me.
Follow for follows.
Swagger left.
Follow me.
Yeah, cause Fitz left, guys.
Follow me on my YouTube.
Can we exchange
Follow me
subs?
to the Dark Dungeon of Holes.
Yeah, can we find
search
Fitz's
up
IP
trims on
and dox
YouTube.
him?
I have 420.
I'm gonna not do that.
Search Jake Paul on YouTube. I have over 9.6 million subscribers. I'm pretty popular. I like to post daily videos about my sexuality.
That's awesome, dude.
Nice.
Amazing, bro.
Never left
Yeah,
Minecraft.
though.
Have you guys ever heard
Is your mom proud? Yes,
you know who
I
actually watches? You know who actually watches it because he knows how many subscribers he has currently.
Yo, is that Logan Paul?
No, it's actually Westham. Yo, what's up?
It's every day, bro. It's every day, bro. It's every day.
Please stop talking through your mic. Thank you.
Hey. Yeah, dude, use your fucking telephone, loser. Hey, what's up?
Nothing.
Could someone start singing, like singing a random song?
Yo, I eat wiener. Yeah.
This is crazy.
My dick touches the water when I shit.
Do you like it or hate it when you like shit, like a big shit, and then it plops?
Plops right in your butt.
It right up in your butt.
Where are your parents?
Dude, and when you're like somewhere else, like a hotel or something, when you're in a hotel and you feel all dirty, it's like someone's licking, and every plop is like
Every day, bro.
I can suck my own dick.
Can you actually, dude? I'll pay good money to see it.
If you were to upload a GIF or a video of you sucking your own penis, I'd actually PayPal you $500.
Have you guys seen the one of the guy putting his dick in a snake?
Man. You got Skype?
ODOD.
No, I don't have Skype. I needed you to upload it and post it to Reddit.
No, Google Maps. I meant
$500
He
right now.
does have MSN though. That's good.
Are you a wanker?
I mean, I would hope everybody wanks.
Yeah.
It's extremely good for you.
Yeah, it loses yours.
Well, I heard that it makes you blind.
I'm trying to get in touch with my
Is your mom a
spirituality.
Christian?
Well, my priest said he should only, I should only do it in front of him. No, you have to just jerk the priest off, and then you can do it
Yeah,
alone.
that's correct. If you don't do it in front of him, you're going to hell.
Yeah, if you don't do it in front of him, you probably will go blind.
That's funny, because that's exactly what he told me, man.
Where'd you get that music
You
from?
need to do it in front of him, or else you're cursed.
Yo, wait, I want to hear. Yo, play that shit.
It's
Don't
fucking
play
gorillas,
that shit, please.
Play the music.
Guys, is this the rapping server that I saw?
Yes,
right?
yes.
Rapping?
Shut up!